Hi, my name is Dan, and this is the first in a huge series of videos that I'm going to be making about how to use the Unreal Editor. This video, I'm basically going to introduce you to Unreal and tell you what it is, in case you didn't know. So it's software that's owned by a company called Epic Games, who are part owned by a company called Tencent, who are a huge media company in China. It's free to use, and it's generally used for creating games or similar experiences or environments. And you don't have to pay for it until you start making money out of projects. So it started life as a thing called a graphics engine, which was software that was created for people who are making games so that you didn't have to reinvent the wheel every time you made a game. And a graphics engine would do the rendering for you. So it would take whatever information you had about the objects you had in your game, and it would do the process of drawing to the screen for you. So here's a screenshot of Unreal Engine 1, which came about in partnership with the original game that was called Unreal, which is why it's called the Unreal Engine. It developed over time into what is now known as a games engine, which is software to help you make games, supporting you in lots of more ways. As well as the rendering, it does lots of other things for you, and we will have a quick run through the major elements of that in a minute. Now it's being described as a creation engine by Epic, the company who make it, which is because it's being used increasingly outside of the games field for visualization, for virtual reality, for AR, for mixed reality, for all sorts of different settings. It's a really useful tool for many people these days. So I'm going to do a quick run through of the main elements of Unreal and what it'll do for you, what it'll help you do. So the first and the most important probably is an environment editor, which will allow you to place objects and manipulate them and arrange them in 3D environments. And you may only ever use it as this to create virtual environments for players or people who are experiencing your software to move around in. It also can do lots of other things, though, as well. So it allows you to edit things called materials, which changes the surface appearance of objects. Here's a screenshot of the materials editor, and this material here is a kind of planetary moon. There's a visual scripting language built in, which allows you to do all sorts of scripting, and effectively means that it's a programming environment as well as a graphics environment. Here's a quick screenshot of the editor for the scripting. It has some built-in tools for AI, so it's got built-in pathfinding, and here's a view of the green bits in this environment. You can see is where an AI entity would be able to walk and be able to find their paths through. It also gives you scripting tools for AI, things called behavior trees. There's a picture of that. It allows you to do character animation in a thing called the persona editor. And there's that. It has two systems for doing particle effects. There's an old system called Cascade, a new system called Niagara. This is Cascade, and this is a smoke effect, and this is Niagara, which is some kind of sphere of lights effect being created. It has systems to allow you to create interfaces with a particular emphasis on HUD, head-up displays, and menu systems with a technology called Unreal Motion Graphics, and the objects that you create are called widgets for that. And here's the editor for UMG. And it allows you to control cutscenes and scripted events inside your games or your environments. So that, again, there's two systems for this. There's Matinee, which is an older system, and there's Sequencer, which is a newer system that's come in more recent iterations of the engine. It does physics simulation for you, and so there's a whole lot of settings you can do. There's stuff you can do with the visual scripting language that is in connection with that as well. And you can edit physics assets. Here's the FAT editor, the physics asset editor, and this also allows you to do ragdolling. in here. And there's various other asset editors that you have access to through Unreal. There's a static mesh editor. It probably needs to be noted that this isn't an editor that allows you to create static meshes or even to manipulate the meshes. The meshes are the shapes of 3D objects that you might put in your world. You need to either get them elsewhere or create them in something like Autodesk Maya. But this editor allows you to change some of the properties of static meshes. There's a skeletal mesh editor, which is in connection with rigging and animation. There's a destructible mesh editor, which allows you to take static meshes and turn them into destructible meshes. And you see the screenshot here has got a picture of some object that's been broken into lots of smaller pieces. There's a sound cue editor, which allows you to change the way sounds are used within your environments. And there's as well, apparently, a font editor, a media player editor, and there's probably more. They keep adding more, and any list that I come across that claims to be exhaustive seems to be missing some. So there's lots of stuff inside there. Okay, so the latest version of Unreal at the point in time when I'm recording this is Unreal 4.26. The rumours are that this is going to be the last version of version 4, because in about a year's time from now, they're planning to release Unreal 5, which is going to be a major step forwards in graphics and in the games engine. Okay, so that's it from me for now.